When we last saw each other, I was talking about the new Metallica album, more specifically the vinyl record, the LP, whatever you want to call it. I was talking about that. It was supposed to be an unboxing. I went to the store, I was all excited. You can see this in the last video, and I was going to, my plan was to buy it and bring it home and to hold it up and show it. But for various reasons, you can go back and check those reasons. It failed. That's because of the typical crap in Mexico. It's a difficult country to get things done in many cases. Well, I'm back now. This is 9 days later, and I have, well, not have literally in my hands now, but it's right here in front of me. I'm looking at it. You must be very filled with anticipation to know that I'm looking at it and you're not. But I do have it here, the new Metallica record, vinyl. Yes, you're going to see it very shortly, or maybe not too shortly, knowing how I am. And now I should say the last time you saw me talking about records or about music, because I went hiking, went swimming down and snorkeling down at the river last Monday. Today is Sunday. The Metallica album came out Friday last week, like 9 days ago. I was down swimming at the river. I'll be going hiking / swimming again tomorrow, but I don't think the people who watch this for music don't watch the hiking videos. So for all intents and purposes, for all intensive purposes, as some people like to say, the last time you saw me, I was talking about the new Metallica album, 72 Seasons. And I've come to realize that this, last week maybe, and this week, and maybe sometimes it's a little bit therapeutic for me to do these things. Because as I said, nothing goes according to plan in Mexico. Why do I have Metallica 72 Seasons today? Because when I went to get it last week, like I said, you can watch that video. It was supposed to come out April 14th. Everywhere in the world it came out except in Mexico. I drove all the way over to the other side of the city to go buy the album, and they said, it's coming out April 28th. And as I said in that video, I said, who knows, by then, 2 weeks later, maybe I won't even be in the mood to buy it. Maybe I'll buy the CD, save some money, but I thought I'll lose interest in it. But then I ordered it online from the same store. There's only one national music store in Mexico. It's called Mix Up, and it's a horrible, horrible store. Really, really just atrocious for so many reasons. And so I ordered it from there. It was the same price as it would have been in the store. And so a couple of days ago, I think it was maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday this week, I thought, you know what, I may as well order it. Who knows? You go to get it when it comes out, and you can't find it sold out. It becomes a collector's thing. You'll never find it for a decent price. So I pre-ordered it, and it specifically said the release date was April 28th, delayed from April 14th. So I ordered it, expecting it to be shipped on April 28th, which is still 5 days from now. So I thought I wouldn't have it until maybe the first few days of May. So now this is all related. Speaking of mix-up, I went there yesterday to pick up my Rod Stewart ticket. Rod Stewart is playing in Mexico this Friday. I bought tickets 6, 8, 9 months ago, whenever they went on sale. I bought tickets to see Rod Stewart. I will be going to see him in Mexico City at Palacio de los Deportes this Saturday. My friend Kirk, longtime YouTube subscriber, follower, and friend. I consider Kirk to be a friend, even though we've never been in person. He's going to be here in Mexico City. The Padres and Giants are playing a couple of games, regular season games in Mexico City. And Kirk is from San Diego. He's going to those games. I think he said he might go to Rod Stewart, or he will go. He doesn't have tickets, but it's pretty good. The games, the Padres-Giants games, are Saturday, Sunday. Concerts on Friday. I guess Kirk comes in maybe on Thursday or Friday. So I hope to see Kirk in person at Rod Stewart. And I always do these bootleg merch tours at concerts. I will be doing one of those for Rod Stewart. The concert is on Friday. That should be up probably on Saturday at some point, maybe Sunday, but probably Saturday. I'm usually pretty quick with those. So anyway, I went to pick up the tickets yesterday. Now, you have to pick them up at Ticketmaster, and I can't express enough how much hatred I have for Ticketmaster. Nobody likes them. I would even say everybody hates them. I think I hate them more than the average person. I really, truly hate them. There are so many things to hate about them, and that nobody would ever argue with. Nobody would say, no, I don't feel that way. Everybody would agree with any negative thing that anybody has to say about Ticketmaster. So Ticketmaster, for some reason, they have two outlets in Cuernavaca, and they're both in the same mall. And so I went to the one which was in Mix Up, which was the store where I went to buy the new Metallica 9 days ago, and it wasn't available. So I went there to pick up the Rod Stewart tickets. They've been sending me emails all week. No, for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Don't forget to pick up your tickets, blah, blah, blah. And it's been hard for me to do because Lilia, my ex-wife, who we share a car, she basically has it. I don't need it during the week. She's been recovering from COVID recently, so I haven't been able to get the car. And now she's going to Cancun this week. She was supposed to come to Rod Stewart with me, but she had to cancel on that because she's going to Cancun. It's an event for her. They're naming a hotel after her father, something like that. So I couldn't get the car, and also now because she's going to Cancun, she's recovered now from COVID in the last few days. She needs to do some things. So we finally agreed that we could go. God, this is so long. And I promise I will talk about Metallica 72 Seasons and doing a real unboxing. And so we went last night. She sent me a message around 5:30. She said, I kind of have some free time now if you're ready to go pick up the tickets. I said, yes. So she came and picked me up at like 6:30 or something. And we went there and went to Mix Up, the store where there's a Ticketmaster booth in there, Ticketmaster counter. And I went in there and I saw that they had the Metallica 72 Seasons record. They had signage for it. So I think 3 signs for it. They had, I think, 5 or 6 copies of the record, which is a lot. And I'm kind of going to go back and forth, I think, between the Metallica record and my experience with Mix Up and why this is so therapeutic for me. So I saw that and I thought, wow, I have the record. They have the record. I could buy it now instead of waiting another week and a half to get it. So I went into my account and I canceled my order that I placed online a few days ago, and I did buy. It's sitting here right in front of me. Can you believe it? I did buy 72 Seasons. Now, going back to the therapy part of this, that it feels good to get this out of my chest instead of just complaining, to my friends about it or somebody. So I went to pick up the Rod Stewart tickets, and I was standing there, like in front of the counter, and there's nobody there, and nobody really working there. And I saw a guy working maybe, 6-7 meters away, and he was just standing there like this. He worked at the store, and I didn't want to yell in the store or raise my voice, so I just waved to him, and I said, and he made a motion like he didn't want to come over. And so he came over, and I said, I need service at Ticketmaster. Can you help me, or can you call somebody to help me? And he said, very rude, just such a bad attitude. Like he was like so inconvenienced for me to ask him a question. He said, no, there's no service. Just with like I said, a really bad attitude. And I said, why? He said, our computer is out of service. The computer system is down. So now I knew there was another Ticketmaster in the mall. Crazy that they have. It's a decent sized city, like 500,000 people. Two Ticketmasters, both in the same mall. So he said you can get them at the other store, which is Liverpool. So I walked to Liverpool in the mall, and the Ticketmaster counter where it used to be, it was gone. So we had to find out where it was. It was down below. We were on the second floor. It was on the first floor. God, this is long, but I will get to Metallica 72 Seasons, I promise. I just need to keep reminding you. So we went to, this is all related. We went downstairs, and this was 7:45 on a Saturday night, and there were like 20 people standing in line waiting at Ticketmaster. I thought, what the fuck? Why is there so many people standing in line to pick up tickets? And each person, the transaction takes, just not if they're buying tickets, just if they're picking them up, the transaction takes maybe 3-4 minutes per person. I thought, man, I'm going to be here all night. So I waited in line, everybody else, and I asked the guy in front of me, I said, this is the line for Ticketmaster? And he said, yeah. And so I waited in line, and then the woman who was womaning the counter came to the line and said, yeah, the system just crashed. Yeah, come back another time. What a horrible, this is Ticketmaster, the largest, as far as I know, largest ticketing company or business in the world. Multi-billion-dollar company, international, and they have 2 things in my city, and they were both down. independently of each other, because it was operating when I first got to Liverpool. That's why there was a line, because people were being served. And then it went down. So now it's really, really difficult for me to go back. And apparently they say I have to pick them up within 2 days of the concert. So I have the concerts on Friday. So according to them, I have to pick them up by Wednesday. I don't know what happens if I don't pick them up by Wednesday. And also to pick them up, I have to take my passport. I've been burned by that before, driven all the way there. And you have to show your original credit card and an ID. And I show my driver's license and they say driver's license is no good. It has to be a passport. As if you're traveling internationally. I don't like carrying my passport anywhere except the airport or if I'm in immigration where I haven't been for years. But man, if you're Mexican, now if you're Mexican, you can show your INE card, which is your voting card, which is a very strong piece of ID, which I don't have because I'm a resident, permanent resident, but I'm not a citizen. So I have to bring my passport, which I don't like doing. And then they charge you. Keep in mind, for the tickets, I've already paid, a 23% service charge per ticket. And then you pay another 5% convenience charge, whatever it is. And then when you pick the tickets up, they charge you another, I don't know what it is, 25 pesos or something for printing them. So you have to pay for all this crap. Got to pay to drive there, pay for parking. Yeah, you have to pay for parking in malls in Mexico. And just the time, it was really difficult to do this. Lily had to really squeeze me in to do it. And that kind of changed my plans because she gave me short notice yesterday. And they were not major plans, but I did have some things I wanted to do. And so just horrible. Ticketmaster is the fucking worst. Does anybody disagree? Impossible. So I have to find my way back there. And these email, and I have no other option. I have to go to Ticketmaster. I can't pick them up at the box office at the venue, then I have the concert. I can't print them myself at home. I don't have a printer, but I can't print them. There's places to print that stuff everywhere. Can't print them myself, can't pick them out the box office, and can't show them as like an e-ticket with a scannable barcode or QR code on my phone. Must be physical tickets like it's 1984. So that was my Ticketmaster story. And so it feels good to get that out of the way. So I think I will get to it now, the unboxing, or to be more accurate, it's going to be an unbagging, because they and this is the store mix up, and there's an iShop too, an Apple store in there, and I will. But now this is also the first time I think. No, it is the first time where I know, usually when I do these episodes, I want to talk about this album. I never know what I'm going to do next or when I'm going to do it next. But this time I do know. I have 3 planned in advance. The next 3 episodes, I'm not sure when they're going to be, whenever I get time. They're also going to be unboxings combined with me talking about this album. So if you're excited by people opening things, boxes, bags, envelopes, whatever holds or carries things, I'm going to be doing that. So your dreams are going to come true. The next 3 episodes are going to be those. Now I didn't really look at this last night because I wanted, even though I know what it looks like, I didn't really look at it. So this is kind of a new thing for me too. And this is the first new record that I've bought since 1989. I stopped buying records in 1989 when I got my first CD player, and the first Metallica album I bought since Justice for All in 1988. I've been listening to Metallica since 1983, and I bought all the records from Kill 'Em All up to Justice for All, but haven't bought a Metallica record since 1988. So here it is. Without further ado, as they say. There it is. Put on your sunglasses because this is a bright one. And as I mentioned, I like this album cover. I at least love the covers. The colors. I love the black and yellow. Not because it reminds me of Stryper. I don't like Stryper. But I love the colors. Now let me take a close look at it. Obviously I know what it is. The guitar is the most obvious thing. There's the guitar. This is meant to represent 72 seasons, of course, is the first 18 years of your life. There's a tricycle here. I think I didn't really notice anything except for the guitar when I've seen images of this. There's a bunch of crap on the ground. I don't know what any of that stuff is. And on the back as well. What is this? I see sunglasses. A little, looks like a toy robot. Something looks like a dildo, or maybe it's a bong. I see a burnt up teddy bear. I see a couple of guns, some dumbbells, some more toys, guys on horses. I guess this is why people like records, so they can look at it in more detail. What's on the back? A backpack. Everything is burnt. Everything is blackened. Blackened is the end. A burnt up backpack. A doll here. A record player, all black and melted. A skateboard here, some shoes there, and this is a gatefold, so I'll open it up once I open it and remove the shrink wrap. I like the album cover. Love the. I guess I don't really like that it's obviously computer generated. It would have been, I assume it is. Not that it would have looked any better or worse or different, but I guess it's just cool to think that if they had found all these items and actually placed them in a photo studio with good lighting and made it look like this, I assume this is all computer generated. But I like this album cover. I'm sure most people don't, or a lot of people don't. So there it is. There's the hype sticker, they call that. All right, Metallica 72 Seasons. The new album, 42 years of Metallica in over 77 minutes. I'm not sure that the length, the running time, should be a selling point. I talked about that. My major problem with this album is that it's just too long, as Metallica albums tend to be from Load onward. Featuring Lux Eterna, Screaming Suicide, Of Darkness Out of Sun. Now, a thing here, limited edition, red and black marbled vinyl. I haven't bought records since these colored records have come out. The splatter and the marble and the, everybody buys different versions. This is the first one, and I kind of thought, I'll buy black. Who cares? Are you gonna watch the record going around as you're listening to it? No, of course not. Maybe some people do. But when I saw this yesterday, and they did have, I guess there were three. They had a regular black one. The red and black, red, I guess with black marble, and a violet, which is a fancy way of saying purple. And I thought, maybe I will try red and black. Now, if they had only had the black, the standard record, I'm sure I would have bought it and I wouldn't have cared. Or if this had been even 1 peso more, I wouldn't have bought it. I don't care that much. But I thought, why not? Why not try something new? And there's the price. The price you pay. Justice is lost. Justice is raped. $9.95 is the list price, and it was they were selling it for 796 pesos. You have Google, you have the internet in your hands. If you're watching this, whatever your currency is, you can figure it out through Google or whatever you use to find out currency. In Mexico, this was 796 pesos, which I guess is pretty decent. Some of these records that old shitty records at El Chopo, that they want 800 pesos for those. These records that are 40 years old, some of them in really bad condition. So I guess for a double record, I guess 796. It's not a good price. It's much better than these Yahoos at El Chopo. So I guess I can open it up now. So here's the unboxing. I did have the foresight to have my opening tool. You need a sharp knife to open records. It's got to be good enough to get through the plastic sleeve. So I'll do this delicately. I don't care about, I know some people keep the hype sticker on. I never have for CDs, and even when I had records, 30, how many years ago, 34 years ago, I never cared about that. So and I should be careful waving my hands around when I have my knife exposed. Out go the lights, in goes my knife, pull out his, out go the lights, in goes my knife, pull out his life, consider that bastard dead. A little Motley Crue bastard bonus for you. So I'll give it a little, I love doing this. Slicing plastic. It's like a hot knife through butter. There's a Kiss reference from Not for the Innocent, Young and Wasted. What song is that? Ain't a cardinal sin, baby, let me in, girl, I'm gonna treat you right. Well, goodness sakes, my snake's alive and it's ready to bite. Hornet's nest, and lay me down to rest. Ooh, I want to shed my skin. I got the urge to merge. You're as cold as ice. Baby, won't you let me in? Night scenes, wet dreams, enough to make you drool. Fire, fire, fire for the fuel. It must be love. Fits like a glove. God, it took me that long to figure out the song title. A hot knife through butter. That's Gene Simmons in Fits Like a Glove on Lick It Up, 1983. First one. I do want to be careful. All right. Are you thrilled? Paul Casanova. Maybe he's watching this. My friend Paul in LA. All right. It is open. Yeah, let's... So there it is. I'll get rid of that. Put that over there. I'm still here. Ooh, it looks even nicer without the glare of the cellophane. There it is. All right. And now, maybe I can see why people buy records. This is kind of exciting. It smells too. My friend Dwayne says he always smells records. Probably all the vinyl people do that. So this is, and I know I'm 9 days late on this, and you've probably seen it, but there's the, I can't see the camera, so I assume that's wide enough. There's they call this a gatefold, and there's see, look at it, already gets kind of puffy when you take it out of the shrink wrap. All right, let me take a look. All right, so there's James, don't call me Jim Hetfield. And there's Kirk on the other side, and this should be red, and it is red vinyl or a red record with, some marbling. I don't know if you can see it in the light, but there is some slight black marbling. It's pretty cool. I mean, if I'd had the black one, I wouldn't care, but I guess this is cool. Different. 3 songs per side, 72 Seasons, Shadows Follow, and Screaming Suicide on disc 1, side A, and Sleepwalk My Life Away, You Must Burn, and Lux Eterna. All right, let me put this away. I got to be careful. My cat is around. She's sleeping over here, but I don't want her to knock these things over. So let me put this back in its home. And I guess James goes in that way. And the other side, I'll get to this in a minute. That looks like Korn Issues. That's what I think of there. And there's Larzy Poo. And Rob Trujillo. And these are different. When I used to buy records, this is kind of almost like a cardboard, like a thicker paper instead of just regular paper. And here's the other one. And disc 2, side C, Crown of Barbed Wire, kind of an awkward title. Chasing Light, If Darkness Had a Sun, and then Too Far Gone, Room of Mirrors, and Inamorata. So there it is. Yeah. So that's the actual material. Now let me take a look at the sleeve. I haven't seen this at all. The first thing I think of is this is like Korn Issues. So it's a burnt up teddy bear, and I guess this is a bigger version of that robot. I think I mentioned earlier on the cover there was a robot, and this is a drum set that's all burnt and melted. And presumably the lyrics. Yes, the lyrics. Is that wide enough? Too wide? Let's say that's good enough. I think I love, man, I don't know if it's nostalgia or what, I love sitting down with lyrics. And when I listened to this the first time, I sat down and listened to it digitally on my phone through I have a stereo over here, and looked at the lyrics online. It's not the same as holding your phone and looking at it as it is looking at this. So this is all lyrics here, nothing else. And then this very, very small set of liner notes. It tells you the members of Metallica. Some people, this is their first record. Maybe they don't know. Produced by Greg Fiddleman with Hetfield and Ulrich. Mixed by Greg Fiddleman, blah, blah, blah. Engineered, additional, blah, blah, editing, blah, blah, blah. Photo credits. Cover and object photography. So it says photography. Maybe these are real things. Maybe it's not CGI. I could be wrong. I guess I was wrong. Mastered by Bob Ludwig. God, that guy has probably mastered every record in my collection. They still have a mailing address, the Met Club, Metallica Club in San Rafael, California. That's kind of surprising. All songs by Hetfield Ulrich except 72 Seasons, Crown of Barbed Wire, Chasing Light, If Darkness Had a Sun. Kirk got a co-write credit. Screaming Suicide, Sleepwalk My Life Away, You Must Burn, Trujillo had a credit. Other than that, Hetfield and Ulrich, as you would expect. So that's it. Let me put it all together again. All right, so there it is. And now here's the spine, if you're interested in that. And Blackened Recordings and the, what do they call this? Not the ISBN number, that's for books. What is this called? Just the serial number? I'm not sure. But there it is. Pretty simple. I'm happy. Now, to do a little bit of an amended review, since this came out 9 days ago, and at that point I'd listened to it twice in full, from front to back. Since then, in the 9 days since then, I've listened to it in full 0 times. Haven't listened to it once. I just, as I mentioned, I don't have 77 minutes to listen to a record. I've listened to some songs here and there, or parts of songs. Sometimes I don't even have time to listen to a full song. So I wish I could say more about it. I will talk a little bit about reviews. I've seen a lot of not reviews, but people's comments about it. And it kind of bugs me. And because I think when you read, whether they're proper reviews, like from Kerrang or Metal Hammer, Rolling Stone, whatever, or just jackasses like me on the internet making comments, regardless of how much of a free thinker you think you are, when you read these people's opinions or their comments about it, it does start to get into it. I think mostly for, and I wish I could avoid doing it, but one thing that somebody did point out, that I didn't hear this when I talked about it 9 days ago, and it was true. There's one song, it might be Too Far Gone, that sounds like, it's either Too Far Gone or Room of Mirrors, I think. And it sounds like, it doesn't sound like, it brings to mind No Remorse. I think that's the second track from the second side of Kill 'Em All. And I never heard that. And when I saw somebody say, the song sounds like No Remorse, I thought, nah, bullshit. I didn't hear that. So I listened again. I listened to I'll be damned. It does bring to mind No Remorse. The song in general doesn't sound like it, but the intro, and then there's a riff before the song kind of kicks in. I hadn't noticed that, but that doesn't make it better or worse. Just something noteworthy. A lot of people talk about how there's so much new wave of British heavy metal influence, and I guess it seems to be divided. I guess like any record, I see a lot of positive reviews or positive comments, a lot of negative, which is not really fair, because there are people that are going to love it no matter what, and there are people that are going to hate it no matter what. So I guess to really I guess, take someone's word for it. You have to know them, and you have to know their history with Metallica. I'm neither. I guess I love Metallica. They're arguably my favorite band ever, but I'm not going to say I love every single song they've ever done, or I did say that I love Metallica as a band. There's no better band to be a fan of than Metallica. They're very, very fan friendly, and Pearl Jam too, and Iron Maiden are good too, or is good. So reading those things, I read some people saying the solos suck. I talked about that, and I think the solos are awesome. Some people said the solos are all the same. I don't know enough about guitar to know that. I just think the solos are good. And I listened to Load a couple of days ago. I did have time to listen to Load. I went out for like an 80-minute walk on one day, a couple of days ago, and listened to Load, and the guitar solos on that didn't stand out. All before that, including, yes, up to the Black Album, and then I think from Death Magnetic, Hardwired, and this, I think Kirk's solos are fantastic. I love Kirk Hammett. I've said it before. Maybe the hidden secret, hidden treasure of Metallica. Underrated, some people would say. So that's it for my second. This is also a historic episode because it's the first time I've ever talked about the same record twice. So that's it. I should hold it up again. And there it is. Very significant. It made me happy to buy this. And I'm not going to go on an album buying spree. I said I was only going to, when I got my shitty record player 7 months ago, whatever it was, I swore I would only buy Kiss records and I wouldn't buy new records. But I decided to buy this. I'm not going to go buy, at 800 pesos, 796 pesos, there's no way. I think I'm done with this. But that's it. So stick around for, I don't know when they're going to be, but in this series I want to talk about this album. The next 3 are going to be unboxings and Rod Stewart too. Bootleg merch tour of Rod Stewart, which should be up Saturday. So that's it. So that's all for the second time of Metallica 72 Seasons.